I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Friday, January the 9th, 2015. The hostage situation at the kosher supermarket near Paris today has ended. French special forces stormed the kosher market near Porte de Saint-Vincent near Paris today, where at least 6 hostages were being held by a gunman who also reportedly killed 4 of them during the initial hostage taking. The remaining hostages were freed. The gunman was killed in the police raid. He was identified as 32-year-old Amedi Koulibaly. A female accomplice was named as 26-year-old Hayat Boumediene. She is said to have fled the scene during the police raid, and authorities were searching for her. Koulibaly is believed to be the same man who yesterday shot and killed a policewoman south of Paris, and is also thought to be linked to the shooters who killed 12 people at the Charlie Hebdo magazine in Paris on Wednesday. He was reportedly demanding that the 2 shooters of the Hebdo attack, brothers Sharif and Saeed Kouachi, be allowed to go free. The Kouachi brothers, meanwhile, were killed by French police today as well after police stormed the print shop northeast of Paris where the 2 brothers were holed up. Police had surrounded the shop, and sources said the 2 came out of the shop firing their weapons, and special forces shot and killed them. The hostage they were holding was freed. Earlier today, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu held emergency consultations with policymakers and security officials in Israel to discuss the Paris attacks, including with Israeli Foreign Minister Avigdor Lieberman and Mossad Chief Tamir Pardo, where he advised them to continue providing French authorities with as much intelligence as possible. Netanyahu also stressed the importance of going over safety guidelines at the Israeli embassy in Paris and at Jewish institutions across France. Netanyahu had met earlier today with French Ambassador to Israel Patrick Maisonneuve and sent his deepest condolences to French President François Hollande and the people of France. Netanyahu told the ambassador that Israel shares France's grief and that the struggle against terror was a global one.
Freedom must win, but to win, we have to stand together and fight together. And my message in Paris, in Jerusalem, anywhere, is the first rule in fighting terrorism is to refuse to knuckle down and knuckle under fear, the campaign of fear, to refuse to be afraid.
Yesterday, hundreds of Israelis gathered outside the home of the French ambassador to express their solidarity after the Charlie Hebdo attack Wednesday. And Ambassador Maisonneuve also hosted former Israeli President Shimon Peres at a memorial for those victims yesterday as well. And Jewish organizations here in the U.S. expressed their grief and solidarity with France after the attacks. Leaders of the Conference of Presidents of major American Jewish organizations, Chairman Robert Sugarman and Executive Vice Chairman Malcolm Hoenlein, said, "We hope that steps will be taken by local and national authorities to end incitement and to hold to account not only those who perpetrate these outrageous crimes, but those who aid and abet them." Security forces in Uruguay evacuated the Israeli embassy in Montevideo yesterday after a bomb scare. A suspicious item was reportedly found near the city's World Trade Center complex, where the embassy is located. Sappers were called to the area to defuse the bomb. The head of the local bomb squad told a local paper that the device was placed there to, quote, measure police response and times of evacuation. He said the device lacked a starter and therefore could not have been detonated. Jerusalem police today arrested a 15-year-old Palestinian suspected of stabbing a 21-year-old yeshiva student near the Damascus Gate in Jerusalem's Old City last night. The teen is a resident of East Jerusalem. He reportedly stabbed the Jewish student in the back with a screwdriver. The student was taken to the hospital in moderate condition. The United States expressed its criticism of Turkey for reports that the country might be willing to host Hamas leader Khalid Mashal. Mashal was reportedly expelled from Qatar, and Turkish Foreign Minister Mevlut Cavusoglu said the Hamas leader would be welcome in Turkey anytime. State Department spokeswoman Jen Psaki was asked about this at the daily press briefing in Washington yesterday, where she reiterated that Hamas is a designated foreign terrorist organization. And she said the U.S. continued to raise concerns about the relationship between Hamas and Turkey and have urged the Turkish government to, quote, press Hamas to reduce tensions and prevent violence. Jewish California Democrat Barbara Boxer announced that she will not run for a fifth U.S. Senate term in 2016. Boxer, who's now 74, was first elected to the U.S. House of Representatives in 1976 and then became the second Jewish woman elected to the Senate in 1992, the first being California Senator Dianne Feinstein. Boxer said she would continue working on the issues she loves in her home state. And that's the JBS News Update for Friday, January the 9th, 2015. Remember, live Shabbat services are coming up at 6 o'clock tonight from New York City's Central Synagogue. I'm Teisha Bader. Shabbat Shalom.